Hare Krishna. Welcome everyone to our Chaitanya Caritamrta overview class. We'll begin with our prayers. Om Jnanatimirandhasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshuro Anmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamahyam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavanscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam सहगणा रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजना सहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधा कृष्णपादान् सहगणा ललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च हे कृष्णा करुणा सिन्धु दीनबन्धु जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिकान्त राधाकान्त नमोस्तुते तप्त कांचना गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः नमः ओं विष्णुपादाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामी नितिनामिने नमस्ते सारस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्यदेशतारिणे जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे Hare Krishna. So welcome everyone to our Chaitanya Charitamrita class. We are continuing our discussion from chapter 21st. Right. Uh, Sorry, we are ending the chapter 20th. So in the 20th chapter, so far we have heard wonderful discussions by Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu on topics of devotional service. And this chapter began with Sanatana Goswami meeting Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. He asks few questions, 4 questions he asked. Yami kene amar charita patre. Why I am suffering in this material world? Who am I? Please tell about sadhan and sadhya. What is the process and what is the goal? Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu gives fundamental, very important definitions. Jivera Swarup Hoy Krishna Siddhas. Living entities, part and parcel of the Lord. And when one turns away from the Lord, they suffer. He describes about the process of pure devotional service. The sadhan is the Navvidha Bhakti. He explains by a parable of a person who lost his treasure. He went to an astrologer. Astrologer told him that it is in the eastern direction. Don't go to the north, east, north, west, and south, because you'll find some wasps or ghosts or snake. Go to the eastern direction. That is the direction of bhakti. Then he starts describing the Swarupa of Krishna, wonderful characteristics of Krishna, how Krishna is the Ashraya Vigraha as mentioned in Chaitanya as mentioned in Srimad Bhagavatam, second canto, Dashamasya Vishuddhartham Namanam Iha Lakshanam Varnayanti Mahatmana Shrutena Arthena Cha Anjasa. He explains about Brahman, Paramatma, and Bhagavan. Then he starts describing about the various avatars. Various types of technical details are described. The Lord, in his original form, is Swayam Rupa. Then he expands as Swayam Prakasha and Tadekatma Rupa. And we heard in detail about those forms, how Lord manifests. Then he describes about the 5 types of avatars which come from the Tadekatma Rupa, that is Gunavatar, Shakti Avatar, Yuga Avatar, Lila Avatar, Manvantara Avatar. All these various types of avatars, they come from the Vilas forms. In Tadekatma, the Vilas forms. And then Mahaprabhu describes in detail about all these wonderful avatars in detail. In the course of describing Yuga Avatar, he describes about the Kali Yuga, the avatar of Kali Yuga. And he describes how this avatar of Kali Yuga will spread the holy names of the Lord. He quotes this Krishna Vardam Tusha Krishnam Sango Pangastra Parshadam Yagyai Sankirtana Praye Yajanti Hi Sumedasaha. Sanatana Goswami, he wanted to confirm the fact that Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is the incarnation of Kali Yuga. He says, can you please tell me exactly who is this Yuga avatar for Kali Yuga? The symptoms of incarnation of Kali Yuga are yellowish complexion, he distributes prema, chants the holy name. Can you please tell who is this? Mahaprabhu, he tells Sanatan, Chaturi Char, give up your intelligent tricks. Then he starts describing about the Shaktavesh avatar. And we had completed till verse number 376. We'll start from 377. After describing all the avatars of the Lord, now Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu starts describing about the Krishna's different ages of Krishna and the eternal pastimes of Krishna which he performs. We'll continue from 377 verse. Mahaprabhu says, thus I have explained the various specifically empowered incarnations, Shakti Avesh avatars. Now please hear about the characteristics of Lord's pastimes in his childhood, in his boyhood and youth. As the son of Nanda Maharaj, Sri Krishna, when he reaches the paragon of Kishora, the pinnacle, that is the pinnacle of his beauty, he continues to stay there. He never grows beyond Kishore. He never becomes Yauvana. He always remains Kishore. And before his appearance in this material world, he sends his devotees to appear as father and mother and his associates. They all appear and they help him in his wonderful pastimes. And in this way, the Lord takes birth as a baby child and then slowly grows, gradually comes to the youthful form, that is Kishora. Vayaso vividhatvepi sarva bhakti rasashrayah dharmi kishora evatra nitya lila vilasavan. Vayase vividhatvepi. Although there are various ages of Krishna, Vayase means the age, Vividha. There are various ages of Krishna, but Dharmi Kishore, the form of Krishna, the age of Krishna is Kishore. That is the most attractive form. That is the best of all the wonderful ages of Krishna. Dharmi Kishore. So this Lord who exhibits various ages and he is a shelter of all kinds of devotional service. Nitya lila vilasavan. And in these wonderful pastimes, he performs, in these various ages, he performs various wonderful pastimes. Nitya lila. And the Lord's lila is nitya. It is eternally manifesting. It is not that Lord lila is now happening or it was happening in the past. Now it is not happening. No, it is nitya lila vilas. Lord is eternally enjoying. When Mahaprabhu continues, when Krishna appears, he performs various pastimes, moment to moment. And different pastimes, they are exhibited beginning with the killing of Putana. They are all eternal pastimes. They are Nitya Lila. They are all manifested one after another. In every universe, these Leelas are happening one after another. As soon as there is the one Leela ends in this universe, the same Leela is happening in some other universe. It is Nitya Leela. It is always happening. Somewhere Krishna is still killing Putana. Somewhere Krishna is still killing Aghasur, Vatsasur, Pralambasur, Bakasur. They are all Nitya Leela. Just like the flowing of Ganga is always there. Ganga never stops. Similarly, the pastimes of Krishna, they never stop. They keep happening. And in this way, the Lord exhibits various pastimes as childhood, pre-youth, and youth. Uh, Childhood, boyhood, and then pre-youth, not youth. Is Kishore, always Kishore. And here, when he reaches pre-youth, that is the eternal age of Krishna, pre-youth. So Prabhupada, Mahaprabhu continues that these descriptions of Krishna's pastimes, they are actually eternal and nobody can understand exactly how they are happening. Not easy to understand these eternal pastimes of the Lord. But to give you some example, Mahaprabhu says, let me give you an example of the zodiac, how the sun passes through various zodiac signs. As soon as the sun is not there in one zodiac, it is there in other zodiac. Keeps on moving between the oceans, across the oceans, over the 7 islands of Bhumandal, one after another. It keeps happening. Mahaprabhu gives some technical detail. According to Vedic calculations, the rotation of the sun consists of 60 danda. And this 60 danda is divided into 3600 pal. Now, the pal we use, pal. What is this pala? He says the sun rises in steps consisting of 60 pala, and 60 pala is equal to 1 danda, and such 8 danda consists of 1 prahara. And the 8 prahars, they make 1 full day. Ashta prahara. That's why we call Ashta prahariya lila. The Lord manifests some pastimes in every prahara, different pastimes. Ashta prahariya lila. So 1 day and night, they are divided into 8 prahar. And after the end of the 8th prahar, the sun rises again. So that's how the sun passes from one prahar to another prahar, one zodiac to another zodiac. That is the orbit of the sun. Similarly, there is the orbit of Krishna's pastimes. Krishna also keeps performing various pastimes. Just like in 1 day of Brahma, there are 14 Manus. As soon as, and we know that in 1 day of Brahma, Krishna comes only once. And he performs his entire lila, beginning from Putana, killing Putana. As soon as this entire zodiac of pastimes of Krishna ends in one Manvantara, it starts in another Manvantara. It is happening in some other universe. So this lila is called as Nitya Lila. And in this way, Krishna remains within this universe for 125 years. He enjoys wonderful pastimes in Vrindavan and Dwaraka. And this cycle of pastimes, all these pastimes, they're like cyclic. As soon as the one cycle ends, other begins. It has to happen. It is a cycle of events. It is like a wheel of fire. Nobody can say, oh, when the wheel of fire is moving around, nobody can see where is the end, where is the beginning. It all looks one. It all looks continuous. It is a continuous fire ring. Similarly, Krishna's pastimes are they look continuous because they are moving in this zodiac without any break. Therefore, they are called as eternal. They are Nitya Lila Vilasavan. He continues about the description of the abode of Krishna. Krishna stays in Goloka Vrindavan, which has wonderful Surabhi cows. Laksha Vriteshu Suravira Vipalayantam. And Krishna's abode, it is very effulgent. And it is as powerful and opulent as Krishna. Because everything is Krishna. It is an absolute world. Everything in spiritual world is Krishna's manifestation. It is the expansion of Balaramji, same as Krishna. So therefore, by the will of Krishna, the Gokul or Goloka, they manifest in this universe and all the universes. Whenever Krishna appears, the abode of the Lord also appears, Dham also appears. And therefore, the continuous eternal pastimes of Krishna are happening in Goloka Vrindavan, and the same pastimes are happening in this material world also. There is no difference. The pastimes of spiritual world, Goloka, and the Gokula, which is manifested in this material world, they are same. And they are happening in each and every Brahmanda. That's why they are eternal. So Prabhupada writes, this 125 years which Krishna manifests, stays in this material world, it is like one moment for Krishna. As soon as one moment is over, another moment starts in some other universe. So for Krishna, it is all eternal pastime happening. He is performing pastime in each and every universe continuously, because there are unlimited universes. And these pastimes are manifesting moment after moment in all universes. Prabhupada writes, this rotation is explained through the example of suns moving across the sky. Just like sun, nobody says that, oh, sun is gone now. At night, sun is not gone. It has just disappeared from our vision. When Vidurji met Uddhava, he asked about Krishna, he asked about the dynasty of Krishna. So many things he asked. Uddhava gave the same example. Krishna Dumani Nimloche Girneshwajgarenaha Yamnuna Kushalam Bruyat Gatashrishu Gatashrishu. He says, Krishna Dumani Nimaloche, the Krishna sun has set. He didn't say Krishna is gone. He said Krishna's sun has set. The pastimes of Krishna has come to an end in this universe. Krishna is not gone. He has just gone out of our vision, just like the sun is never dead, is never destroyed. It just goes out of our vision at night. Somewhere in some universe, Krishna's leelas are happening. So therefore, all the pastimes of Krishna, they are eternal, they are continuous pastimes. And by our limited senses, we cannot appreciate this. It is very difficult to understand. We can have some understanding of how Krishna is eternally manifesting his pastimes, but to actually understand, it is not so easy. It is very, very difficult. Prabhupada writes, there are two kinds of devotees, the sadhakas and the siddha. Sadhakas are the practicing devotees and siddhas are the perfected devotees. And those who are already perfect, the nitya siddha, they are always existing. Prabhupada quotes this, Tyaktva deham punar janma naiti. What happens to those who are perfected beings? Those who are sadhakas and those who are perfected beings. Not nitya siddha, those who have perfected their lives in this material world. What happens to them? For sadhakas, they have to take birth again in the material world, purify themselves. What happens to nitya, the perfected beings who perfect their lives? Prabhupada writes, after leaving this material body, they are sent to a planet in this universe, in this cosmic manifestation, in some universe where Krishna is performing his pastimes. And they are born from the womb of a gopi. And there they assist Krishna in his pastimes in certain flavor, depending on the mood which the devotee develops in due course of his bhajan. This all is mentioned in Ujjvala Neelamani, Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur writes this Ujjwala Neelmani, commented by. And then after that life in material world, in Goloka, in Gokula, that means the place where Krishna is performing his pastime, that is as good as spiritual world only. After that life, he goes to the eternal Goloka Vrindavan. So that is how the perfected beings, they achieve of Goloka Vrindavan. Krishna's pastimes are happening in Dwarka, in Mathura, and in Gokula. In Dwarka and in Vaikuntha also. In Vaikuntha, Krishna's pastimes are perfect, complete. In Mathura and Dwarka, they are more complete. But in Goloka Vrindavan, they are most complete in Braja. What is this complete, more complete, and most complete? Or perfect, or more perfect, and most perfect? Hari Purnatama Purna Tara Purna Iti Tridha Shreshta Madhyama Adibhi Shabdai Natyeya Paripathyate. He says, just like in a dramatic performance, if some drama is happening, some actors are performing, you may say perfect role, but somebody may be more perfect and somebody is most perfect. Similarly, Krishna's pastimes in Vaikuntha, they are perfect. They are complete. Then in Dwarka or Mathura, they are more perfect. And in Vrindavan, they are most perfect. How to understand what is a complete pastime, what is more complete, what is most complete? When Krishna does not manifest all his qualities, that is complete pastime. All his transcendental qualities are not manifested, but still Krishna's pastimes are complete. They are never incomplete. Krishna is all complete. He is Purna, Om Purnamadaha Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Krishna's pastimes are all complete. Just like in Vaikuntha, Lord Vishnu doesn't have these four qualities: Rupa Madhuri, Lila Madhuri, Guna Madhuri, Venu Madhuri. The Lord Vishnu doesn't play flute. Lord Krishna is more beautiful than Vishnu. Lord Vishnu doesn't have as many pastimes, and Lord Vishnu doesn't have as many flavors of devotees. Bhakta Madhur. Lila Premna Priyadhikya Madhurya Venu Rupayo iti asadharanam proktam. This verse says, Lila Premna Priya Adhikyam. The pastimes of Lord Vishnu, they are not much. Madhurya, the beauty of Krishna is more. Venu, the flute, only Krishna plays that flute. The various devotees. Well, Lord Vishnu has only devotees in Shanta, Dasya, and Madhurya is little. No Vatsalya. Madhurya also very limited. Krishna has all these flavors. So when the pastimes, when the qualities are not fully manifest, they are complete pastimes. But when all the qualities are manifested but not fully manifested, they are more complete. In Dwarka and Mathura, all the qualities are manifested, but still they are not fully manifested. And when all the qualities are fully manifested, that is most complete pastime. That is happening in Vrindavan. In this way, he says, Sanatan, I have described a very small amount, a tip of the iceberg. Nobody can describe the qualities of the Lord completely, because This subject matter of Krishna's manifestation is so huge. What to speak of anyone else? Even Ananta cannot describe completely. Ananta Swarupa Krishnera Nahika Ganan Shakha Chandra Nyaya Kori Digdarshan. Ananta Swarupera Krishna Nahika Ganan. Even Lord Ananta with his thousands of hoods cannot count the glories of Krishna completely. So what I'm doing is Shakha Chandra Nyaya. I'm just pointing out. If a mother has to tell the child, that is moon, but the child doesn't have any reference of what is moon. What she does, she shows the branch. Can you see those branches? He says yes. The two branches, he says yes. And then in between the two branches, you see some round structure, white. Yes. He says that is moon. But that is not complete understanding of moon. The moon is much more than that round circle white. But Shakha Chandra Nyaya Kori Dik Darshan. I am just pointing out some of the qualities of Krishna. And you know, Sanatan, whoever hears these wonderful qualities and the avatars and the expansions of Krishna, he is very fortunate. Ihayai shune pade shtai bhagyavan Krishnera swarupa tattvera haye kichu gyan. Ihayai shune pade. Anyone who hears or reads it, bhagyavan, he is most fortunate. And although it is very difficult to understand Krishna, but he gets some understanding of tattva of Krishna. Otherwise, nobody can understand. So that's how Kaviraj Goswami ends this wonderful chapter by offering obeisances to Rupa and Sanatana Goswami, Rupa and Raghunath Das Goswami, like every chapter. Shri Rupa Raghunath Padeyar As, Caitanya Caritamrta Kohe Krishna Das. Now, the 21st chapter begins. 21st chapter is entitled The Opulence and Sweetness of Krishna. In this, Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur gives a summary of this chapter, and he describes how Sri Krishna he manifests Krishna Loka. Mahaprabhu describes the Krishna Loka, he describes Vaikuntha, he describes the causal ocean, he describes the material world, and then he describes the famous pastime we have heard many times, how Brahma meets Krishna in Dwarka, and he is bewildered because he thought, I am the only Brahma. Krishna invited millions of other Brahmas from other universes. Thus, Lord destroyed the pride of Brahma. So that will be described in this chapter. And in this chapter, Kaviraj Goswami presents some beautiful poems about the pastimes of Krishna and about the beautiful form of Krishna. And in this way, he describes a wonderful Sambandha Jnana, how we are related to Supreme Lord. What is our Sambandha with Supreme Lord? The Sambandha Jnana is described very wonderfully in this chapter, because that was one of the questions. He is describing sadhya, sadhan. In that sadhan, Sambandha is very important. So Mahaprabhu in this chapter will be describing the Sambandha Gyan. He'll describe the various wonderful aspects of Krishna's abode, Vaikuntha, and where are we, what is material universe. So that's how he starts this chapter. Like every chapter, Srila Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami recites a beautiful verse glorifying Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Agatim eka gatim natva hinarthadhika sadhakam Shri Chaitanya likhamyasya madhurya ishwarya shikaram. Agati ek gatim natva. That Supreme Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he is the shelter for those who have no other shelter in this world. Agati ek gati. Anybody who thinks I have no shelter in this material world, where should I go? Mahaprabhu is a shelter. Those who do not know what is the goal of life, agatim ek gati, hinarthadhika sadhakam, and he is most, because he is the most valuable for fallen conditioned souls. Hina artha adhika sadhakam. Because conditioned souls, they are bereft of transcendental knowledge. Hina artha. Hina artha means they don't know what is the actual meaning of this life. What's the purpose of life? That's why we are suffering in this material world. For us, there is only one way, that is Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's mercy. Without Mahaprabhu's mercy, it is impossible. There is no hope for Kali Yuga souls. Get deliverance. Get the highest, if one does not take shelter of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Therefore, Sri Chaitanyam likhami asya madhurya aishwarya shikaram. Therefore, I am offering my obeisances to Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and describe a shikaram, a particle of the madhurya and aishwarya of the Lord, of the sweetness and the opulence of the Lord. I'm just describing a drop of it. In another place, in the first chapter of Madhya lila, Kaviraj Goswami says that I am just standing on the shore of this ocean of the pastimes of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And what I am doing, I am just tasting the drop of the wave of the particle of the drop of the wave of the ocean of the pastimes of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Payyayar Agyadhan Brajera Vaishnavagan Vandotar Mukti Haridas Caitanya Vilasa Sindhu Kallo Lera Eka Bindu Tara Kana Kahe Krishnadas. I have received the order from all the Brajavasis, Payyayara Agya Dhana, Brajera Vaishnavagan, all the Brajavasis have given me orders to write this wonderful literature. And the foremost of all the devotees is Bando Tara Mukhya Haridas. Haridas Pandit, who was the priest, who was the chief of Madan Mohan temple. Chaitanya Vilasa Sindhu, pastimes of Lord Sri Chaitanya, they are like ocean. Kallo Lera Eka Bindu. In that ocean, one wave, one drop, Tarakana, a particle of that drop. Kahe Krishnadas. That's what I am describing. The pastimes of the Lord are unlimited. Even Brahma, Shiva, Shesha, they cannot describe. Who am I to describe? Kaviraj Goswami repeats this humble attitude many times in Chaitanya Caritamrta. Jaya Jaya Sri Chaitanya, Jaya Nityananda, Jaya Dvaita Chandra, Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. As usual, he offers his obeisances to Panchatattva, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Nityananda Prabhu, Advaita Acharya, and all these devotees. After offering obeisances, Mahaprabhu continues the description of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's talks with Sanatana Goswami. Mahaprabhu has not ended yet. Mahaprabhu starts. He continues. He says, all this transcendental realm is situated in the spiritual sky, and they are pervaded all over the spiritual sky. There are nobody can count how many Vaikuntha planets are there in the spiritual world. He gives some glimpse to understand how many Vaikuntha planets are there. Shata Sahasra Ayuta Laksha Koti Yojan Eka Eka Vaikunthera Vistara Varnan. Shata Sahasra Ayuta Laksha Koti Yojan. The breadth of each Vaikuntha planet. What's the breadth of each Vaikuntha? It is 8 miles multiplied by 100, multiplied by 1000, multiplied by 10,000, multiplied by 100,000, multiplied by 10 million. So that means it is unlimited. That is one universe, one Vaikuntha. Ek ek Vaikuntera Vistara Varnan. And each Vaikuntha is so large. It is all made up of spiritual bliss. There is no material contamination in Vaikuntha planets. Or all Chidananda, Satchidananda Vigraha. The Lord and the expansions of the Lord, all the Vaikuntha, they're all having same feature. The inhabitants of Vaikuntha are also same. They are also Satchidananda. They also have eternal form. They have forms same as Lord Vishnu. It is described in the third canto. Vasanti yatra purushaha sarve Vaikuntha murtayaha ye animitta nimittena dharmena anadhayan harim. Vasanti yatra, in the Vaikuntha, Purusha. All these Purushas, all the living entities, they are Vaikuntha Murtayaha. They have all the same forms as Lord Vishnu. What are they doing? Animitta nimittena dharmena aradhayan harim. They are all worshipping Lord Narayan. They have no other business there. It is described in the Bhagavatam that all these wonderful residents of Vaikuntha, they have wonderful opulence, same as Krishna, same as Lord Vishnu. Lord shares his own opulences. Tarishti. They have their personal planes. They have beautiful wives. They are moving around in the gardens of Vaikuntha, but they never get affected by any of the lusty desires. Vaimani kasalalana charitani shashvat gayanti yatra shamalam shapanani bharatu ansarajalenu vikasan madhumadhavinam gandhena khandesabhyapyanilam shipantaha. All these wonderful Vaikuntavasis, they have their personal planes along with their wives, salalana. And what are they doing? Gayanti yatra shamalam shapanani bharatu. They are singing the eternal glories of the Lord. They are moving through the gardens of Vaikuntha. The breeze carries the beautiful fragrance of Madhumadhavi flowers, but they are not disturbed by that. Gandhena akhandita dhiyaha. Their consciousness is not contaminated by Rajogun. Another verse describes that Yesham Brihat Katitata Smitasobhimukhya Yesham Krishnatmanam Naraja Adadu Utsmayadyai. Because they are Krishna Atma. Their mind is full of Krishna. Naraja. They are not affected by Rajogun of the material world. Then he says that all the Vaikuntha planets, they are unlimited, such huge, they all are located in one corner of the spiritual sky. That's how it is. So who can measure spiritual sky? It is unlimited. All the unlimited Vaikunthas are situated in one corner of the spiritual sky. How big the spiritual sky is? Ananta Vaikuntha Paravyoma Yaradala Shreni Sarvopari Krishna Loka Karnikaragani. The various Vaikuntha planets, they are like all these Vaikuntha planets, they are like a shape of a lotus flower. Various petals of lotus are compared to the various Vaikuntha planets. And the whorl of this lotus is Krishna Loka. That is Goloka. Goloka Vrindavan, it is the whorl of the lotus, the middle of this lotus. And all the other petals, they are the Vaikuntha planets. These Vaikuntha planets, they are full of spiritual bliss. They are all complete in opulence. There is no dearth of anything there. It is full of bliss. Bhagavatam describes in detail these Vaikuntha planets. Even Brahma and Shiva cannot describe such all these Vaikuntha planets. So what is the capacity of anyone else to describe Vaikuntha planets? Mahaprabhu quotes the verse from Bhagavatam. Brahmaji is speaking this. Kovetti bhuman bhagavan paratman yogeshwarotir bhagavas bhavatas trilokyam vava katham va kativa kadheti vistarayan kridasi yoga maya. Kovetti bhuman bhagavan paratman, O Supreme Personality of Godhead, O Great One, O Super Soul, Yogeshwara, O you are the master of all the mystic powers. Your pastimes, they are continuously taking place. Who can understand these pastimes? Nobody can understand. Who can? Ko-vetti. Vetti means who can know. Nobody can understand your pastimes. Nobody can estimate where are they happening. Kvava, kathamva, kativa, kadeti. Where, how, and when. How you are applying your energy. When are you applying? Nobody can understand. No one can estimate because you are beyond the mental speculation. You are adhokshaja. Nayasya karhichit rajan puman ved viditsitam yad vijigyasaya yukta muhyanti kavayopihi. Bhishma tells, nobody can understand how Lord is working. Even great learned souls are bewildered. Karmananihasya bhavo bhavasya te durgashayothari bhayat palayanam. Kalatmano yat pramadayutashrama Vatman rate khidyati dhir vidamiha. Who can understand? Uddhav is telling, Lord has nothing to do, still he is working. He's unborn, he takes birth. Fear personified fears him, he's running out of fear of Jarasandha. He's self-satisfied, he marries 16,108 queens. Khidyati dhir vidamiha. Even sober people are bewildered. Nobody can understand the pastimes of the Lord. Nobody can understand why Lord is doing what he's doing, when he will do what. Nobody can understand. Mahaprabhu continues to describe the expanse of Krishna's qualities. The pastimes of Krishna, the qualities of Krishna are also unlimited. The pastimes are unlimited. The qualities are also unlimited. Brahma, Shiva, four Kumaras, nobody can understand the pastimes and the qualities of the Lord. Even Ananta Shesha, he's singing the glories of Lord since the beginning of the creation with his mouth, thousands of mouths. He has not come to an end. Mahaprabhu quotes two famous verses from Brahma's prayers. Gunatmanaste api gunan vimatum hitavatirnasya kaishirasya kalene yairvai vimita sukalpai rupam savakhe mihika divasya. In due course of time, the great scientists, they may be able to count Bhupam Sava, the grains of sand on the entire Bhumandal. They may count, practically impossible. They may be able to count the sun rays, impossible. But still, even if they are able to count, even if somebody is able to count the flakes of the snow on the Arctic regions, but who among all these scientists can count the unlimited qualities of the Lord? Nobody can understand. What to speak of Brahma? Even Shesha cannot count. Brahmadirahu sahasra vadane ananta nirantara gai mukhe na paye gunera anta. What to speak of Brahma? Brahma Adirahu. What to speak of Brahma, Shiva, Ananta, Supreme Lord Ananta with his 1,000 mouths. Sahasra vadane ananta. He's singing, not coming to end. Another verse. Nantam vidamyamami munayograjaste maya balasya purushasya kuto varaye gayan gunananda shishatanana deva sheshodhnapi samavastana asya param na antam vidami. Brahmaji says, even I, Lord Brahma, and your elder brothers. This is spoken to by Brahmaji to Narad Muni. He says, neither I nor your elder brothers, the four Kumaras, Munio Agraja, all the great saints, nobody can understand the qualities and count the qualities of Lord. What to speak of them? Even Shesha is counting since beginning of the creation. Gayan Gunan Dashashatan Deva. He has not come to an end. Are what to speak of Ananta? Even Krishna doesn't understand how many qualities he has. So what anybody else can expect? Seho Rahu Sarvagya Shiromani Shri Krishna Nijagunira Antapna Paya Haya Satrishna. What to speak of Ananta? Sarvagya Shiromani. Who is Sarvagya Shiromani? The topmost omniscient personality. Nobody can be more omniscient than Krishna. He is all omniscient. Even he cannot understand his own qualities. Nijgunera Anta. He cannot come to the end of his qualities. And he is always dissatisfied, thinking, eager to know how many qualities I have. A very gross example to understand this. A billionaire, if he wants to know how much money he has, by the time he comes to know, because his money has already increased. So there is always a competition between the omniscience and omnipotence of the Lord, the Shaktis. As soon as omniscience Shakti reaches and understands the omnipotence has increased. So there is always a dynamic equilibrium or a competition going on. Nobody can understand, even Krishna cannot understand. Mahaprabhu quotes a verse from Vedas in the 10th canto. Personified Vedas are offering prayers. Oh my Lord, you are unlimited. Even the predominating deities of higher planets, Lord Brahma, cannot understand your limitations. Nor you can ascertain yourself what are your qualities. So to speak of anybody else. Just like the atoms in the sky, they are all the universes are rotating, and they can, all these predominating deities of these planets, they cannot understand you. All the experts in the Vedic understanding, they are counting your glories. They are not understanding you. Oh my Lord, you are the ultimate resort of everything. Prabhupada writes, until one comes to this conclusion that I cannot understand, then there is no hope. We have to come to this understanding. I cannot understand Krishna. If somebody thinks I can understand Krishna, then that they are wrong and mistaken in their conceptions. So that's how Mahaprabhu, he describes the opulence of Krishna, the qualities of Krishna. And to give an example of this, he will describe the Brahma Vimohan Lila. So that we'll discuss next time. We'll stop here. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna. Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu ki jai, Shri Krishna Bhagavan ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai.